Ladies and gentlemen, the Double RT Boxing Show with Mr. A, episode 14 will begin shortly. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enjoy. It is I, Mr. A, your favorite host and the only host of the Double RT Boxing Show. Ready, talk that boxing. We are finishing January. January 31st is today. So we're going to give out Mr. A's early 2018 awards. Why do it all at the end of the year? Let's stay on top of it so we get a nice picture entertaining quest till December. We're going to go over that, a few press conferences, little headlines, and just making a nice little 1-2 show. Now, if you have not already hit that thumbs up, I appreciate that act of kindness. If you hit it somewhere down there now, new viewers, hope you become new subscribers. Now, as the awards go, we go with we got Fight of the Year, Fighter of the Year, KO of the Year. Now, I replace Round of the Year because it's a lot of rounds, man. That's a lot. But I replace Rounds of the Year with Disappointment of the Year. So we will first, right here on the Double RT Boxing Show, we will dive into Fight of the Year. Let's go Fight of the Year. Fight of the Year, folks. Obviously, I have made my decisions. I'll leave a comment down below, and I'm real interested. These, the show started off pilot last season, quick little start. Now we've taken a new turn. The subscriber growth have slowed down dramatically, but the same supporters are still there supporting the show, and that is what matters. This is still being reached and by boxing fans, and that's all this show is about. Double RT Boxing, ready talk boxing. So thank you for that support, and please leave in the comments your answers to these. So fight of the year. I have number 3 being it was a tough one. It was tough between going back and forth between 3 and 2, because number 2 doesn't have the credentials as this number 3 fight, but I couldn't give it a higher ranking just because it's credentials. So numbers coming in at number 3 on Mr. A's 2018 awards list. Early January Fight of the Year, number 3. The unification in the cruiserweight division between the WBC Marius Briedis taking on the WBO Alexander Usyk in the WBSS tournament. That came in at number 3 for my Fight of the Year. It was a highly anticipated fight, unification fight. I didn't think it'd be much action. I just thought it'd be a little more harder hits from Usyk, because that's pretty much what I thought would happen. I didn't think Briedis would be able to match up with that speed too much, And it happened. The first 4 rounds, 3 rounds, Briedis, gassed himself out. It looks like trying to keep up at that pace, trying to match his intensity, not fighting his plan, fighting Usyk's plan. But it was missing something, The unification only could take it so much. the belts wasn't unified in a dramatic way. So number 3, coming in at number 2 fight of the year 2018, I got Errol Spence knocking out, well, technical knockout over Lamont Peterson. Yes, no unification was on place, but the pure dominance of Lamont Peterson by Errol Spence, a champion dominating. Usually you see champions or opponents dominate someone like that just maybe not on their level, someone that they should dominate. Lamont Peterson wasn't as good as Errol Spence, but no one really thought he was going to get dominated like that, except Mr.A. Mr.A predicted that Barry Hunter was going to stop that fight. I just knew a whooping was going to come, that type of whooping. Go check it out, the Errol Spence Lamont Peterson breakdown prediction. I call Barry Hunter will stop that fight. So just a pure excellence domination of Errol Spence, by Errol Spence over Lamont Peterson. The way he finished him, the way he worked the jab, and just the delivery of offense. You know, even Errol Spence started getting a little sugary feet at the end of the fight. It was just a nice, entertaining action fight of two good people. That's number 2, and it was a belt. So number 3 had unification. Number 2 was a title defense, and number 1 early 2018 fight of the year for WRT boxing. Maiev Hamdouche taking on Myra Delal for the IBF female featherweight championship. Those ladies was non-stop action. I'm saying, if you have not seen this fight, and I mentioned it quite a few times during this season, go check out why that is early front runner fight of the year, and you tell me what fight is better than that right now. A title was on the line, a bruiser, a bully, taking on a mover, and the mover decided, I ain't moving, I'm gonna fight your bully fight. Shots at it's action packed. No round was born. If I want to say round of the year, you know, pick a round from that fight. That's round of the year. You know, that was the fight of the year so far in 2018. Mr.A. Moving on to fighter of the year. We could do rounds since I mentioned that and said that was number 1. Pick any round for those ladies, and that's round of the year. Going with number 2. Round of the year, I would say Marcus Brown defeated Francis Ntuti, round 1. That was a nice round. You know, no, everyone expected Marcus to win that fight, but he came out snapping 1-2s, good power hooks, and the way he dropped in T2 against the ropes, Francie, it was one of those body collapse, you know, the body collapse. And how did Francie wake up from that? Because usually when people go limp like that, they don't get their bearings back. The referee stopped it, but he got cracked once. So that's understandable why he stopped it, but he got his bearings back pretty good from that knockout or knockdown. And round number 3 round of the year. So we will go with Isaac Dogbo, first round of Cesar Juarez. Dogbo blitzed him hard, landed clean power shots, dictated that whole fight from the first round. Juarez could never recover, got knocked down, got knocked out. So that was a very good good round. You know, Isaac Dogbo set the year off very good on January 6th. He set the year off very well. So that is rounds of the year. Number 3, Isaac Dogbo versus Juarez, round 1. Number 2, Marcus Brown defeating Francis Ntuti. And then number 1, round of the year, 2018, Mr.A's thoughts. Any round from the fight of the year, Maiev Hamadouche versus Mairo Dalal. That's the fight of the year. And the round of the year, any round from that fight. Go watch that fight. If you have seen that fight, put a thumbs up on this video. If you're watching this video and you have seen that fight, leave a comment. I would really love that feedback. If you're watching this video and you finish this video and you hit thumbs up, if you watch that fight, you treated yourself. You treated yourself to a very good boxing. You cannot be a boxing fan, sit here, listen to me, praise that fight, and then not go watch that fight. If you have any interest, any love of boxing, you would go watch that fight. Even if you don't have interest in female boxing, watch this fight. These two girls just go. If you're a fan of that Orlando Salido and that type of fights, watch this fight of the year. I'm telling you. So we went fight of the year, round of the year. Should we keep going offensively? Let's go with KO of the year then, folks. Thumbs up for KOs. Thumbs up if you love KOs. Now, please, this is Mr. A's thoughts, exactly, but please partake and leave your intake on it. I know these shows are still up and coming. Not too many people have gotten aware of the RRT boxing show, but we are out there. We're trying to get it out there. So please, the few that do watch them, please partake. Let's see what we're on here. KO of the year, folks. That power swinging. Number 3. Coming in good old number 3. We could do an honorable mention. This one, we pulled out an honorable mention. We pulled out Marcus Brown, Francis Ntuti. The honorable mentions cause it was a knockdown, and then they got up and the ref stopped it in the next 5 seconds from a flurry. So you still kind of judge that previous knockdown that led to it, because they were able to get up, fake they had their senses. It should have been counted out right there, but it went on. So it's not a knockout, it's a technical knockout. So it's an honorable mention. Number 3 is a technical knockout, but the technical knockout, the knockdown before that technical knockdown was nice. And that is Isaac Dogbo over Juarez. In round 5, he hit Juarez with a left, I believe some hook. I forgot exactly what hook. And Juarez just a slow drop back. Like that. Brown made Ntuti instantly collapse. That's just a nerve, Oops, what happened? Light switch. The way he hit Juarez, and Juarez just stopped him. You can see his face. He's no, I'm falling, but I can't do nothing. I'm a defeated fighter. I got hit hard. That's coming in number 3 for KO of the year. Isaac Dogbo defeating Juarez. Round 5. Coming in at number 2. More recently, on January 27th for the WBA regular welterweight title. We have Lucas Matisse KOing T.Y. Karam in the 8th. Hit him so hard. It was a very, very late delay. And what made this knockout much more have a wow factor, T.Y. Karam controlled that fight the whole fight. On the scorecards, he was losing, but that pace was Karam's pace. A slow, jab-fested, dull fight, and then that knockout came out of nowhere. And it was like he hit him. The first the knockdown before the knockout, he knocked him down. T.Y. Karam was just like, and he popped back up like, I'm all right. Got up, threw a punch, got hit, threw another punch, and then just went. It was like, whoa, bro! Like your brain had a late reaction. It was that was one of the weirdest knockouts I've ever seen. And he was out. It's not like he just fell. He was like, they had to like really take caution with that guy. Like what the hell happened with him? So that is coming in number 2 for the WBA. So we got number 3, Isaac Dogwell defeating Juarez for the IBO belt, I believe it was, or some WF. It was, I forgot the belt Isaac Dogwell fought for, but I want to say the IBO. No, it was it was that for the WBO interim for Matt Magdaleno. So Dogwell fought for that interim. So he is the WBO. I forgot that one. So another championship. You notice the theme here. Championship belts usually get on this list. Championship fights. And so number 3 knockout of the year runners. Isaac Dogwell taking on Juarez, defeating him with a 5th round KO. Knockdown that led to a TKO. Number 2, Lucas Matisse knocking out T.Y. Karam in the 8th round, January 27th, for the WBA regular strap. Dogwell fight, January 6th. And number 1 knockout of the year. Forgot exactly what round. I want to say 2nd round for the WBO International Super Middleweight title. Anthony Mundine flatlining Tommy Brown out. Hit him, hooked him, spread him. That comes in as number 1. Took him out quick, got himself a championship belt. The whole process, he built up that fight. He put a lot of hype up on it because he was calling out Jeff Horn, trying to get as much attention on that fight as he could. And what did he do to take advantage of what camera spotlight he did bring to his fight? Knocked him out viciously, spread him, got some butter, put it on toast. He's just like, yeah, Tommy Brown. He was out, spread him. So that is the KOs of the year. Moving on, we have fighter. But before we do fighter of the year, we're going to do the disappointment. Oh gosh, I'm just a disappointment. We're talking about the disappointing guys. Coming in at honorable mentions. There's an honorable mention disappointer. The honorable mention is Emmanuel Tago, the Game Boy. He laid a little. It's hard to blame him. But he could have done a better performance. He's coming off a year layoff. His opponent was running all day long, not really trying to do nothing. But Emmanuel Tago could have put a better effort in showing an attempt to do something instead of at points putting on that clowning show. But the clowning show got the crowd into it because the crowd was booing because the guy wasn't fighting. So Tago tried to make some entertainment by horse playing, just doing anything he can to save that fight. So it's a questionable, but that's why I'm saying he's honorable mention. Honorable mention for disappointing fighter. Coming in at number 3, disappointing fighter, Robert Easter Jr. Disappointed. Coming into that fight with a lot of buzz, because this whole time in the lightweight division, it was all about Mikey Garcia fighting Jorge Linares, Mikey Garcia fighting Lomachenko, Mikey Garcia even going up to fight Lip. It was Mikey Garcia getting all the noise. Even Burchett was getting small rumbles trying to get a Salido fight, but Salido got knocked out. You know, it was everyone was making a little bit of noise. Terry Flanagan moved up. You know, the WBO was empty, and nothing was really heard from Robert Easter. And then he mentioned like, hey, I'll fight. Come on, Mikey, let's fight. And they're supposed to have the fight. That got dropped. And then he comes out. He fights Javier Fortuna. Another close fight. Another fight where a lot of people say he could have lost this fight. So going on that track record of 3 close fights, you could say, well, what do you expect? He's fighting tough competition. I expect a champion to beat somebody convincingly. You know, one day. You know, three tough fights, like 3 semi-controversial decisional fights. You know, that's not tough fights. That's someone not performing. You know, what do you think? Leave that in a comment down below. Do you think Robert Easter's last 3 fights, those questionable calls, do you think that is due to tough competition or more to champion not performing? These are things I would really want to know your thoughts on. See, if I was live, I'd probably get a better feedback, but I really can't pinpoint a live time. But I will go live one day. So leave your down below. Robert Easter, number 3, disappointing. Number 2 on disappointment list, the disappointing fighter number 2 of 2018. And it kills me to say this because I'm a big fan. We're going to put Clarissa Shields as the second most disappointing fighter of the year. Her versus Tori Nelson could have been something, because obviously watching that fight, Tori Nelson was probably checked out probably about round 5. You know, Clarissa Shields, where was the gear to get turned up? Where was that? The corner was asking for it. The corner kept asking, like, finish her, man. Show some intensity. And it just never got stepped up. You know, just all the aggression she was throwing against Adler, all the trash she's talking against Hammer. Where was that on the fist against Nelson? Like I said, her previous fights, the first girl, I can't think of her name. I think the black girl with the orange hair. They threw fists at each other. And then she fought that girl, Kariskapa, something like that. She tried to bomb her out, or just her opponent. She tries to bomb out, but the opportunity was there, just as other opponents, especially in the late rounds. Like I said, her corner kept telling her, "You can finish her, but it's up to you. You got to turn it on." So I don't know if it was just a sign of womanly respect, but I don't think so. I think she's number 2 on the disappointing list. And number 1, the number 1 disappointer. You know, the name's not huge, the name's not big, so you guys might not agree with this one. But have you seen the fight? We are talking Fernando David Saucedo. He was the opponent in the honorable mention Emmanuel Tago. It was a championship bout. It was the IBO lightweight strap. Fernando came in as the challenger, and he just complained to the ref. He was taking his mouthpiece out, throwing it on the ground, walking around, turning his head. His defense, he was trying to turn his head, and he'll get hit right here. He got dropped twice because he got hit like right here, and he keeps complaining that it's behind the head. He was turning his head into him. He wasn't giving much action. He made that a very hard fight to watch. That was a tough fight to watch. And then you got his honorable mention. That was a tough fight to watch. So, disappointing fighters of the year. Number 3, well, honorable mention, Emmanuel Tago. Number 3, disappointing fighter of the year, Robert Easter Jr. Number 2, disappointing fighter, Clarissa Shields. Those are 3 champions right there. They need to step it up. At least that's my point of view. Mr. A's thoughts. That is what you're listening to. A Mr. A's segment right here. And number 1, disappointing fighter of the year, Fernando David Saucedo. So we have covered fight of the year, KO of the year, round of the year, disappointing fight of the year. And ladies and gentlemen, that leads us to the cream de la creme. The cream de la creme. I'm Mr. A. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. Ready, talk boxing. And right now we are talking early 2018 awards. Fighter of the Year. Coming in at number 3, Fighter of the Year, Isaac Dogbo. Fought January 6th. Came out round 1. Blitz Juarez. Took control of it. Took control of the fight. You know, won himself round of the year. Well, won himself round 2, you know. Now, around 3, I should say. He won that. But the way he set himself up for, well, technically he is the champ, you know, until the last official champ, Magdalena, comes back. He gets that match to prove, like, no, I'm still the champ. But right now, Isaac Dogbo is the champ. So he came out in that round 1. Blitz Juarez, got himself number 3 round of the year award. Knocked Juarez down, then finished him. He set the year off. Isaac Dogbo. That was his step up match. That was his limelight opportunity. And he seized it. Coming in number 2, Fighter of the Year. He performed like people thought he would. And like Dogbo, this was a title shot. But he surpassed people's expectations for the most part. Can you guess who I'm talking about? Did you guess Errol Spence Jr.? We are talking Errol Spence Jr. Yes, he is number 2 Fighter of the Year for me. He came in, performed like a champion did, and supposed to. People thought he was going to win. He won in a fashion that people Didn't expect him to win that. He showed a little bit of something else in his weaponry, and that is my number 2 fighter of the year. And number 1 fighter of the year is Alexander Usyk. He unified a belt. He against a very tough champion, an undefeated champion. To me, he did it in a very dominating fashion. The fight, like I said, it wasn't the greatest fight because it was anticipated to be more action. But if you really watch Usyk's style, yes, he fights like Lomachenko, but he's not as offensively. It's a lot of pat-a-tat-tat-tats. So it doesn't really call for the beat downs that Lomachenko does. And plus it was against Briedis. Briedis is a tough competitor. So he took out a very tough competitor, an undefeated champion, in a very simple. I put this almost up there. Yes, it had more action, but to me, this fight was pretty much dominated almost, in my point of view, like you could say Kodo Kamagai. Briedis made it look interesting, even though Kamagai didn't really win a round or two, so maybe that's a kind of a bad-ism, but it was just dominant. You knew who won that fight. I thought Usyk won that fight with ease. I saw the scorecards, like 114, then 115, 115 2 times, and then 13. I don't think the fight was that close. I think that was just hometown love. They gave him that card as an honorable loss. And that being said, Alexander Usyk is my fighter of the year. So once again, we're going to repeat fighter of the year. Coming in number 3, Isaac Dogwell. Number 2, Errol Spence Jr. Number 1, Alexander Usyk. Fight of the year. Number 3, Usyk versus Briedis. Number 2, Spence versus Jr. Number 1, Yamadouche versus Daliha. KO of the year, Dogbo on Juarez, Matisse of Kiram, and number 1, Mundine of Tommy Brown. Round of the year, number 3, Dogbo. Round 1, Dogbo Juarez. Number 2, round 1, Marcus Brown, Francis Ntuti. And number 1, round of the year, any round from fight of the year, Hamadouche versus Dalia. Pick any round. And then we got the disappointing fighters of the year. Number 3, Robert Easter Jr. Number 2, Clarissa Shields. Number 1, Fernando David Saucedo. So that is Mr. A segment on early 2018 awards. Thank you for listening in. Give a thumbs up. And we will now move on to the rest of the show, folks. We're talking about a fight that wasn't really received as eye candy. Watch it because we're boxing junkies. But a press conference sure made it interesting. Oh, Phil Greco. Way to get my attention, Philly Phil. The things he brought Khan's wife into it. He didn't really do, like I said, everyone knows he didn't do nothing wrong. It's just the fact that he brung it back out into the press. And all the things that Khan said about his wife and that their whole relationship issue. He brung it into press conference. Khan threw the water in his face. Told, I don't know. I guess you just be a professional. You can hold it back. But, after all that being said, you throw the water and then you got to do a face-off with that guy. I don't know if and I'm a boxer. I don't know if I got my cool to do a face off like that, man. Like, man, you just got my blood boiling. I'm gonna, if I ain't gonna punch you in the face, I'm gonna like punch you in the stomach, dude. Like real quick, like we going face to face, pow. I don't even break the eyeball stance, dude. I'm looking dead in your eyes. Poof. He won't even see that punch coming. Oh, I'm fine. I'm suspended probably. But Khan's over there saying, if I get the knockout, I get the knockout. But if I don't, it's gonna be 12 rounds of a beat down. I'm gonna beat this guy down. So I like hearing Khan talk. I like Khan. You know, some people say Khan's horrible. Some say he's chinny. Some say he's a good boxer. I don't know if he's chinny. He's got knocked out by knockout artists. It's different if you're getting dropped by people who aren't knockout artists. He got knocked out by Danny Garcia, knocked out by big ass Canelo. Prescott sent him on wobbly street. That's young in his career. McDonough, like I said, he's getting wobbled by wobblers. So I don't. I guess you could say the fact that his light switch got turned off quite a few times, because when he's gotten wobbled, his reaction is very dramatic. So I guess you could say he has no chin in that aspect, but I think Khan has a more better chin than he is given credit for. Absolutely. And he's over there saying he's going to give LaGreco a beating. I'm down for that. I'm down to see a little, because Khan has those combinations. He has speed. He has pretty good legs around the ring. He can punch and move at the same time, back and forth. Good body work, good uppercut. Like I said, he's been wobbled by wobblers. If Khan comes back as Khan, 147 got real interesting again, because Thurman's tied up for a while. Spence got Ocampos, then a voluntary fight. And I've been saying right here on the Double RT Boxing Show, Mr.A thinks it's either going to be number 2, the winner of Udonis and Ray Robinson. If they win in a very memorable way, that will be his voluntary, or Devin Alexander or Victor Ortiz, the winner of that fight. Again, Devin Alexander is number 7 in the IBF. Now, if somehow Khan gets in the IBF top 15 on his win of LaGreco, why wouldn't Spence fight him for the name, the money? It's going to be hotter than any fight out there. Spence versus Khan. What other hot fight can Spence have besides that fight? That's hotter than Porter. That's hotter than him fighting Lucas Matisse. That's hotter than him fighting Bradley Skeet. That's hotter than him fighting Ray Robinson, Udonis, Quatrillo. That's hotter than him fighting Danny Garcia. Errol Spence and Amir Khan. Hot ass fight. And then it could be a side story for Khan's third fight, his final matchroom fight. They both fought Errol Spence. Well, they both lost to Errol Spence. It could be a crazy talent. He fought Errol Spence and he beat Errol Spence, and now he'll give Errol Brooke a shot at the belt. Who knows? But Errol Spence and Amir Khan, why the hell not? I would watch that fight quickly and instantly. I'll watch that fight. And then also in the news, it's not a presser, but it was announced, Triple G and Canelo 2. Mixed reviews for this one, folks. Mixed reviews. The reason why I have mixed reviews on this fight, you saw this happening before the first fight. You kind of knew a trilogy was going to come from this fight. Even though they say this fight has no rematch clause in it, the loser's going to want to get back. The winner is going to be happy, of course, unless he wins by dominating knockout fashion. The fans are going to kind of almost pressure the winner to give that rematch. Like, all right, well, we'll do the rubber match. And it being De La Hoya, Golden Boy, they're going to make the money off that. And, you know, they're going to keep Canelo tied up for a year. I guess hoping that Triple G gets older and older and just make that money, make those legacy fights. And the fight itself was another fight where it definitely was back and forth action. Both fighters hit some good shots, but I'm one of the people who thought Golovkin won that fight, and I thought Golovkin won it pretty convinced. I thought he won a lot of rounds. You know, I only gave Canelo maximum 3 rounds, very competitive rounds, but for all the shots Canelo landed, I thought Triple G landed some get back and some tap point shots. So now, what could be more of a different outcome for someone? I really have everyone's I guess the feedback that I'm reading a lot of right now is that Canelo's gonna have an easier time because he was able to really hit Triple G with some good shots, you know. So everyone's just saying, oh, he's gonna just do that a little sooner. Possible, but this is the same Canelo we've always been talking about. What did you just now say? He's gonna. Oh, the first fight he hit Triple G with some good shots and some spots. Canelo always fights good in some spots. You know, it's nothing changed. He shows some movement, a little bit of elusive movement, but he always fights good in spots. You know, even with that elusive movement, if you really recall, as that fight was going, Triple G momentum changed that fight. He was starting to walk Canelo down. The pace started quickening. And again, Canelo fired back in his spurts. But the major outcome, and everyone recalls, is like, oh, you know, Canelo did really good in some spots. He was hitting Triple G. And then but there was a Triple G wasn't. He was scared. You know, he wasn't throwing. He was tentative. But yet he's doing all that. Canelo fought a really good, great fight, and it was a draw. Like I said, that was the best Canelo ever looked, and that wasn't the best Triple G looked, and it got a draw. There's obvious. Okay, Triple G, let your hands go a little more, do some body work. What can Canelo do more? Throw more punches? Start faster? This is Canelo, the gas Canelo. You know, people are anticipating Canelo just to come out here and fight faster, throw more punches, move around the ring more. Canelo's not athletic. He's good at boxing, but he's not the athletic like that. Not a mobility athletic fighter. So the idea of him just coming out, throwing more punches sooner and faster and moving around with all that defense again, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen, folks. So that is interesting. You know, you got the will Canelo fight for the WBC this time? And, you know, will that belt be on the line? Because you got the WBC president saying he would like that fight to be out of Las Vegas. He says, you know, the fact that Vegas has that tainted type score, take it out of Vegas and put it AT&T Stadium, for a historic fight. But that's like some people say, well, that's like a Canelo backyard. No, you know. So I would say, yeah, then you will want to go to New York. Someone might say, well, that's a Triple G backyard, but really it's New York. But where's a nice middle zone? But for Canelo, it's got to be one of those two places in Vegas. I would say try that DC Armory, but I don't think that's big enough. Try a baseball stadium, dude. Get Dodger Stadium. I don't think Dodger Stadium would be anyone's home, or the Forum. I don't think the Forum favors Canelo or Triple G. There'd be a lot of Mexicans for Canelo, but the Forum crowd loves Triple G. Triple G fought a few times there, so I think the Forum or the Staples Center, I should say, that'd be a nice little switch up. That'd be a nice switch up for a fight of that magnitude. And considering Triple G, will he come out hitting harder, more swinging more, or will it still be that tentative Triple G? Because in Triple G related news, Martin Murray, who will take on the other super middleweight champion, Billy Joe Saunders, he made a statement saying Groves has harder one punch power than Triple G. Will that change your opinion on this fight, folks? Martin Murray says Garden Grove. That's a city out here in California, folks. Martin Murray says Groves has more punching power, one hit power, than George Groves has more. I couldn't think of his name. I kept thinking Garden Grove again. Martin Murray says George Groves has harder one punch power than Triple G. So does that statement make you definitely rethink how this fight's going to go down? But he did say Triple G's power goes all 12. The power he does have, all 12. It does not drop. So that being, that makes you want to think, okay, maybe it changes, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? And other topics, you got what's his name? And with the Usyk being a hot fighter right now, I got him as the fighter of the year. He's coming off that fresh WBS win. He's made, he gave himself a little future. Talked about Anthony Joshua, how he would move up to heavyweight, show how good his legacy will be. No one was really talking about someone beating Usyk, and then all of a sudden, here he comes. After I beat Hay, I want my belt back. Good old Tony Bellew. Confident, shit-talking Bellew. Gotta love that guy. After I beat Hay, I want my division back, The WBC they made him a Emerald champion. A champion in recess, because he went up to fight Hay. They're like, okay, go get your money belt. Go get your money. We're cool with that. We'll put your belt in a diamond suitcase, so when you come back, you get first dibs at it. So Usyk got this belt. He's like, hey, man. Because he said he says he knows he'll find a way to beat Usyk. So you got that movement, that rat-a-tat-tat punching power against Tony Bellew. That rat-a-tat-tat is not going to stop Bellew. Now, unless Bellew is just really slow and real crappy on his feet, he's going to walk through that and he's going to crack Usyk. Unless that weight drop messes with his chin and his equilibrium gets rocked a little easier. But I have a hard time seeing Usyk just really doing all that movement. Well, not doing that movement itself, but just controlling Tony Bellew with rat-a-tat shots. I think he's going to definitely need some punching power. I think he's going to need to sit down. I can see Tony Bellew winning that fight. I really can, just off the grit that he has. He'd probably take a good old box and licking for a while, but I think he could pull that off. You know, dropping back down to cruiserweight if he comes in nice, healthy, good healthy weight drop. Bring some of that heavyweight power with him. I do not see why not. He is the bomber already, right? He's the bomber. That'd be a very good fight, and that'll sell. Put that fight in the UK, especially if this fight is only really good if Bellew really not just beats Hay. If he sparks Hay again, if he just like sparks Hay out of there, just knocks Hay silly, and says, "I want to fight Usyk next," that will send some shockwaves through boxing, because people do believe in Usyk. They just like they believe in Lomachenko, but they just want to see early. They just want to see these people tested. You know, people try to test Lomachenko. Ain't nothing happening. Usyk, he's in this WBS tournament. What more do you want, right? He's fighting the champs. He's fighting us. It's not his fault. He's doing good. He's making it look good. But Tony Bellew will be a very good. The fans, like I said, especially if he gets David Hay and just really does a number with him, that will be a must-see fight at the end of maybe 2019, mid-2019. That'd be a must-see fight. Let me know what you think of that fight. Tony Bellew and Alexander Usyk. Because that's it. It's not just me making this fight up. It's Tony Bellew says, after I beat Hay, I want my belt back. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. That is it, folks. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. I am your host, Mr. A. This is episode 15. You made it all the way through this episode. Thank you for the thumbs up, because you had to leave it here. You had to thumbs up this show, folks. Don't watch the whole show and not give a thumbs up. Show me some appreciation. I appreciate you watching it. Hats off to you. New viewers, hope you become new subscribers. Don't forget to answer the questions. You know, leave your list of the awards: Fight of the Year, KO of the Year, Round of the Year, Disappointed of the Year. If you don't want to answer all of them, just throw some little communication back at me. What do you think of Amir Khan and Errol Spence Jr.? What do you think of that fight? And what do you think of Tony Bellew and Alexander Usyk? This is Mr. A saying thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching episode 15 of Ready Talk Boxing, the Double RT Show with Mr. A.